Lombardo, an Italian-American mobster, played a significant role in the underworld during the 20th century.
Who was Philip Lombardo, the Genovese boss that lived in the shadows? Philip Lombardo, also known as Benny Squint and Cockeyed Phil, was the boss of the Genovese crime family from the late 1960s until the beginning of the 1980s. He succeeded Vito Genovese as boss in 1969 and was succeeded by Vincent Gigante in 1981. Lombardo was born on October 6, 1908 in New York. Lombardo began his career as a soldier on Michael Trigger Mike Coppola, powerful 116th Street crew in East Harlem section of New York. Lombardo was identified as member of the famous 107th Street mob in the 1930s and was a close associate with Charlie Bullets. Lombardo served as acting capo regime for Coppola on many occasions, as have several other soldiers in Coppola's regime. Whenever Coppola was out of town, he started out as bodyguard and shooter for Coppola. One informant stated that Lombardo had considerable stature in the Genovese family, and once briefly served as underboss to Genovese, probably in 1957, before Jerry Katana was named underboss. Lombardo had also a head check concession at the Copacabana nightclub with another partner. At the end of 1959, they had a profit of $30,000, which was meant to be split between him and the partner. But the Vito Genovese took all of the money for himself, stating he needed it because he having troubles. This was not well received by Lombardo and his partner. During the 1940s, Lombardo was served a brief prison stretch for narcotics trafficking. His only imprisonment due to his thick-eyed glasses, Lombardo earned the nickname Benny Squint. In 1959, family boss Vito Genovese was sent to prison. However, Genovese used a series of acting bosses to maintain the control of the family from prison. His three acting bosses of a ruling panel were couple Michelle Miranda and underboss Gerardo Jerry Katana, and acting boss Tommy Ryan Eboli. The trio panel was known to the authorities, but in 1962 former mobster turned government witness Joseph Falacci stated before U.S. Senate subcommittee that Lombardo was also a part of the same panel. In that same year, Anthony Strollo disappeared and was presumed murdered. Strollo's role as a front or acting boss was given to Thomas Eboli. Eboli himself was later gunned down in 1972. It had been theorized that Commission Chairman Carlo Corbino had orchestrated Eboli's murder in order to install his own candidate for Genovese boss in the form of Alphonse Frank Funzi, Jerry, who would replace Eboli as front boss shortly after Eboli's murder. However, according to the FBI informant Vincent Gigante, Lombardo had been boss since 1969 and had been using Eboli and Jerry as decoys to insulate himself from the FBI. In 1981, Jerry died and Lombardo stepped down as boss due to poor health, naming Vincent Gigante as his successor, while at the same time making Anthony Fat Tony Salerno the new front boss in order to disguise Gigante's transition into the new boss. This way the FBI would still not know who was really in charge and would continue to go after the wrong people, which they did, sentencing Salerno to 100 years in prison in 1986 in the Mafia Commission trial. Although Lombardo resided in the Englewood, New Jersey, he spent his remaining winters in Hollywood, Florida. He made it clear that Gigante was to become the new boss and Salerno would continue as front boss. He was 78 years old and living in Florida when he died on April 29, 1987.